All right. Can everyone hear me here? Everything working fine? Sounds good? Yes? All right. Sorry about that. Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic start to the AM here. Happy Tuesday. And yeah, let's have ourselves a fantastic day here today. So first things first, right? Yesterday, really strong trading day here. And it's been strong, right? Not necessarily because we had the market spot on or anything along those lines. It wasn't an ego of, oh, I'm a market savant. I saw the market perfectly. It's not those things. It's that I chose to lose small, right? When I took trades, cut losers early, didn't take max losses on anything, and closed my trades, right, as my P&L was increasing instead of on pullbacks. And then that set me up, right, to be able to be nicely green simply because I controlled the variables that I am in control over. I didn't force the market. I didn't rush anything. I didn't do anything stupid. I just allowed myself to play the numbers game. And because I allowed myself to play that, I was able to take advantage of basically the moves that are available to me, right? And so that is the emphasis, right? It's not that I am the best market technician. It's not that I'm aiming to be the directional bias hero, right? I'm not trying to be any of those things. I'm trying to be the best loser that I possibly can be. I'm trying to obsess over losing small. I'm trying to obsess over not making losses feel personal. And I'm trying to obsess over learning from my mistakes. And the biggest mistake that I've seen here recently, right, is that I've been closing my trades on pullbacks instead of closing trades, right, as my P&L is at its peak. So solving mistakes, losing well, and not making price action personal has put me onto a fantastic run of form here as a trader and set me up, right, to be able to take advantage of some really nice market momentum and to turn that momentum into new all-time highs here in my portfolio. So that for me is a winning combo, right? It is not that I saw RSI and Bollinger Bands and all this kind of stuff. It's not that I can't ever be wrong here in the market. It's none of those things. It's that I lose small, I close my trades as my P&L is increasing, and I add to winners. And that sets me up to be green. That sets me up to be successful. That sets me up to be at new all-time highs, right, consistently in my portfolio. And if I'm thinking about the trend I've seen from my P&L here in the last, say, 10 days or so, each day is just getting a little bit better, right? A little bit better, a little bit better. And it's not because it's not because I'm seeing the market better. It's because I'm getting better at cutting my losers quickly. It's because I'm getting better at closing my trades as my P&L is increasing. It's because I'm getting better at adding to my winning positions. So it is the combination of those three little variables, right, improving those, that then takes care of the P&L. It's not by swinging harder. It's not by wanting more. It's not by doing any of those things. It's by identifying the technical elements inside my execution that I can improve, that then actually improves my trading. And that for me, right, ultimately ends up being a successful combo, because when I improve the quality of my skills, I have the evidence then, right, that I improve the quality of my P&L. And that is tremendously exciting, right? It's a lot of fun. Also doesn't mean that I'm never going to be right again, right? The only thing that you're guaranteed here pretty much in the market is that your next red day is coming. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen here today. Obviously not my intention here. It's not what I'm setting myself up for. But just a realization, right, that it's by losing small and having a small red day when one eventually happens, then I can set myself up, right, to be back at new all-time highs tomorrow or on Thursday or on Friday, right, whatever it might be. So we make our decisions permanent if we make basically our trading feel personal, right? And when we make our trading feel personal, when we decide that we have to make it happen all in one go, all in one day, all in one trade, then that permanent outcome is that we cost ourselves a tremendous amount of money. We waste our time, right, trying to pass evaluations, and we just set ourselves up to never be successful long term. And so the only way to win long term, right, the only way that you can kind of maximize those probabilities in your favor, I'm going to keep repeating myself here, right, but it's lose small, close as your P&L is increasing, right? Close on full body bullish or bearish candles, right? As your P&L is at its peak, and add to your winning trades. And if we focus on those variables, right, it all takes care of itself. All right, any questions there, team? Anything there that doesn't make any sense? And just to stress, right, if you feel as if you're over trading, you feel like you're over trading because you feel as if the market owes you something, right? And ways that you generally feel like the market owes you something is when you're up a lot on a position, right? And then that trade goes from green to red, or from up $500 to $250, or when you had that feeling, oh, this is the right time to close, and you would have lost $100 instead of waiting till you get max stopped out and then you lost $1,000, right? So it's when we experience those feelings or those gut feels inside the moment, right, during our trade, we ignore those feelings and then take the negative consequence of those decisions. That is what triggers, right? That is what triggers, right, essentially that over trading muscle, because we're trying to get back to what we were at initially instead of trying to trade the price action in front of me. So for me, Sammy, right, adding to a position is all about, can I just get the average price to be below what I want my stop loss to be? So that's really it, right? If I can get, if I'm buying at, say, $100 and I want my stop loss to be 105, and then I buy another position here at 112, well, now my average price on 2 contracts is going to be 106. Is that below my average price? Yes, no, maybe, right? In this case, it would be above where I want my stop loss to be, so I'd be able to go risk-free in that context. And then it's honestly just a, like, for lack of a better term, it's a bit of a feel thing, right? So if I get to that 1R move and price has already gone nicely in my favor, and I'm saying, hey, I want to see this level hold, right? Or I'm deciding, okay, I'm not going to let this trade go red. Well, if I'm deciding that I'm not going to let this trade go red, then I shouldn't be looking to get stopped out on a pullback. I should be looking to protect that position as my P&L is increasing, right? So if then my gut feeling is telling me, hey, it's time to go entry protection and not let this trade cost me any money, unless I get a tremendous separation away from that area, that then becomes my reason to start looking for a close, or to think about how can I manage this trade so that I maximize my P&L on that decision. And then once, it's all relative, right? So once I decide it's time to close that trade, or it's time to protect, or I'm scared that this trade is going to go red, how can I manage it to make sure I'm closing it as my P&L is at its highs instead of on the pullback? All right, so let's start mapping things out here a little bit later on, right, than normal. And let's just fire through this. So first things first, right, 2 out of 3 here to the downside with volume. So NA here for a bull case, right? Yesterday we were able to switch to the bear side because we saw significantly larger volume than what we saw there on Friday. So a little bit of a possible pullback scenario here. Maybe going towards like 60-30. So today's pre-market low, 60-60. Okay. And then to the upside, right, not really any interest here in any bull cases, right, unless I see a larger volume than what I saw there yesterday, which, again, I think will be relatively challenging to get because, you know, outlier day, all that fun stuff. But let's see if that ends up kind of shaping up. All right, NQ, very similar narrative here, right, 2 out of 3 to the downside with volume. So no real bull case here unless something crazy happens today's open. And then we're targeting a move towards 21.4. And then maybe 21.3, 21.1, 21, maybe 21,000, right, eventually. Cool. And again, like I said, right, if I get a tremendous amount of bearish enthusiasm, then for sure, bullish enthusiasm for sure, can then look for some opportunities. But can be pretty patient here until I get it proven otherwise. Okay. CL, right? 2 out of 3 here to the upside without volume. So flexibility here in either direction. Plan to the upside is not changing. To the downside here, would still be targeting towards that red box, so about that 60, what was that, 67 area. And we're looking for a rejection off of 69. Nice. And then a breakdown right towards the green box. We'll call it 67 area. You know, one thing, those green boxes are just drawn out, Nick, areas where I've seen dip buyers, right? So inside that green box, I've seen more evidence here of dip buyers defending this than for bears breaking down and pushing through that price action. So it's just a little visual reminder for myself of, you know, that maybe being like a little bit of a range bound spot. Okay, Apple, 3 for 3 here to the upside. Divergence from the index. Right, and we're looking for a 248 breakout or a dip buy and go. Okay, and then NA here to the downside. Tesla, 2 out of 3 here with volume. I'll call it a weak 2 out of 3 to the downside with volume. So higher high, higher low. We can still look for that 405 breakout. And then to the downside here, basically be a breakdown under 378 or like a 400 rejection. Okay. Microsoft, 2 out of 3 to the with volume, right? Upside with volume, not great volume. And so maybe this is looking to set up a little bit like consolidation, right? Opening up in the implied, give or take middle. So I want to be just a little bit cautious of that. So you'd be looking for a breakout over 448. Or, right, a dip buy off of 440. Or, right, a 440 breakdown on bigger vol than yesterday, right? So if we lose yesterday's lows on bigger volume than yesterday, we can't really put too much enthusiasm into that being a super strong bar. So we'll see if that ends up being the case here. All right, Amazon looks like a rejection, right? Nice little rejection candle. 2 out of 3 to the downside with volume. So we're looking for a downside continuation here this morning. And that'd be a breakdown under 225.50. Sorry, guys. I'm absolutely flying through the prep here this morning just because I was a little bit late with some of those technical issues. So if you have any questions, obviously, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat. I will do my best to answer them here and make sure that we have nothing missing, right, for when we start the day off. Okay, AMD, 2 out of 3 to the downside with volume. And so we're looking for a 130 breakdown or a rejection inside yesterday's range. Cool. And the reason why, right, I'm able to go through this prep so quickly is because of my 3 for 3 system, right? So, I know that, okay, if I have a 2 out of 3 with volume, I know I'm looking for a directional bias in that. If I have a 3 for 3 or a 1 for 3, whatever it is, right, I'm just basically filling in those gaps. So it's a systematic technical analysis approach, right? It's not based on a feeling. It's based on a system. Does that make sense? right? So week 2 out of 3 with volume here. This could absolutely be a gap fill setup, right? 140 gap fill setup. Okay, and then to the downside here, it would have to be a breakdown under 137. Okay, Meta setting up as an inside bar, right? Truthfully. Okay, so we need to see a breakdown through 606 or above 630. Okay, Netflix, lower low, lower high. Again, opening up implied middle. Okay, and so we're looking for a breakdown here under 900. We'll call it 903. And then no real dip buy inside yesterday's range because not a very strong looking candle. And then Google, big gap up. I think this is on so div date, but they also had their like new supercomputer that came out. That's a monster move. And then this would be setting up possibly as like a BB reversal just because the gap is so big. All right, and then VIX hanging out 14.05. So pretty interesting, right? Got a little bit more volatility than what we saw there implied yesterday. But if VIX sells off, right, we anticipate markets to go up. If it, gets up above 15, maybe pushes 16, then we'd expect markets to sell off here. If we're not going to get a very tradable range here on the indexes, might end up being a CL day. But generally, right, the narrative that I see across the board is generally a little bit of consolidation, right, or a mixed bag, right, between some of our leading names. So Apple looks poised for a breakout, but Amazon, right, looks poised like it found a top. Google finding a huge news narrative gap up, right, and Netflix looking like it's ready to catch its breath here for a little bit. So for every positive story that we have, we've also got one kind of pessimistic story. And I'm really just going to be looking to see if I can get a strong amount of price action and go from there, right? Any questions? All right, fantastic. So, about to get started here. Day's going to go. So, let's have ourselves a strong day, team. Let's have ourselves a very strong day. All right. So let's see how it goes. Again, right? We want to see more of a selling day or a bearish bias here today than anything else. Like, that's the easier bit of price action. Unless we see such an impressive volume standard that we can't ignore it. Right? Yes, Justin, there's plenty of videos available in the Trading Docs tab. I have one that details the 3-for-3 prep system in a tremendous amount of detail. That's also found in the courses. You can also find the strategy documents, right, which look like something like this. which breaks down that process in a tremendous amount of detail, also found in the Trading Docs tab. Okay, good start here, right? If we're a bear, pretty good start. I didn't check economic calendar today here. Today's the 10th. Nothing at 10. All right, we're good. How's everyone feeling today? Everyone feeling good? Love it. It's a smart move, Mike. No need to force anything or rush anything. You know, if we don't feel our best, we're not going to trade our best. I know that much. It's up to you, Mike, or sorry, Justin. I personally am not on the other end of any of these Discord or YouTubes, right? So, I don't think that I'm the perfect person to answer that question. I think in general, people prefer the latency, right, on Discord more than they like the latency on YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube latency is about 3 seconds on average. Okay, so still no setups here across the board, right? We don't have any increasing volume standards. Discord latency is approximately real time, Joe. I'm sure there's a way, Mike, to be honest. I mean, use your phone for the chat, your computer for the stream. So far, so slow, right? So far, so slow here. Okay, still decreasing volume. Still decreasing volume here. So for now, right, it looks like a day of consolidation. Short term, right? Still really early on. It's only 12 minutes into the day. It's a big pop. Again, not enough volume, right, for us to go long on NQ here. I mean, things feel very slow here. Not enough volume. Oh. So for now, guys, just chilling, right? Not too much going on for me to be very aggressive on. One of these days we'll get some volume here. Still not enough. There's no 10 a.m. data today, right? So we've got a little bit more time. Maybe NQ here could go increasing. Seems unlikely. Again, decreasing volume, right? No interest here yet. Same thing, right? Decreasing volume. So I've got setup triggers, but just no confirmations anywhere, right? Just fine. It's the way it goes sometimes. So as much as I would like to chase this, that would be counter system. I don't need to place trades, right, when it's suboptimal. So yesterday, right, we had 5 trades. Today we might have 0. So it's not really just because I'm saying, oh, I'm only going to take 1 trade a day, or I'm only going to do this, or I'm only going to do that, doesn't mean I have to actually take a trade and force something that isn't there. So again, right, I'm trying to judge myself consistently on the quality of my decisions, not the quantity of my decisions, right? Either a lot of them or none of them, right? So market doesn't owe me a trade. It owes me the opportunity to sit and watch. And so I need to be able to make my basic conditions for when I'm willing to trade binary, right? Either it happens or it doesn't. So that I don't basically attach my emotional state to what the market is doing. So that's why we're looking for that increasing volume standard, right, as our confirmation. Because increasing is binary. Either it is or it isn't. So right now it isn't, right? It's decreasing volume across the board. So although price action is moving in our setup's direction, right, it hasn't been as strong as we would have anticipated. Now again, right, we're back in potential business. ES, it's increasing, maybe going to be outlier here, so we'll be watching that. 10 seconds to go. And Q now increasing and outlier, so I'd prefer this, right, because it's a slightly stronger volume base. Yeah, so ES just under outlier and Q just above outlier, right? So that's a bit more interesting. And we'd be targeting low of day here. Or sorry, low of our range. So starting to watch, guys. Starting to watch. Okay, so stop loss have to be, I'll say 38. So this would be one contract here, right? Potentially two if I can get a pullback into like 27 or above. There's pretty good reactions here so far, so I'm going to look for an entry here. And again, there's no rush, right? There's no rush. And remember, right, if I'm going short, I want to buy on the uptick, right? So as price is moving higher, not on the downtick, right? Okay, I might be able to play this on the 5-min. Stop loss at 31. Okay, starting to look here. Okay, guys, I am in average price 21,524.75. Stop is at 531 with 2 contracts. So far, so good here. So far, so good. So let's even keep breaking down here and flush through that 500. So far, so good, though. So far, so good. Come on. All right, I'm out. Probably should have closed that. So I took the stop there, right? Took the stop. Probably should have finished green on that, truth be told, right? Because I was green pretty much right away. And I was up more than 1 R, right? So probably should have finished green there, truth be told. I know, Kiki, I know. Seem to be cursed with the first trade loss. And then a nice win. What was your entry? Wait, no way it's 23 days in a row with the first. That's not, no way. Oh. Scared me there for a second. I mean, if you don't want to take the trade, Craig, don't take it, right? But for me, I'm going to take every setup I can and try to lose small. Like, I lost 50% of my max loss there. So that's fine. I'm going to play the game. I basically don't know which trade is going to be a win, which trade is going to be a loss until after it happens, right? So I'm not going to discriminate setups just because of fear of getting stopped out. If I don't like how much I'm going to lose, I'm going to size down my trade. So I'm here to trade my system without really any discretion, right? Or discrimination, I should say, sorry, right? Because there's going to be times where the first trade of the day is a monster win. There's going to be times where it isn't. And honestly, that variance of result is kind of random. So if I don't like how much I lost or how much I'm losing, size down. I don't need to make it personal. Annoying, yes. Right, absolutely. That's part of the thing, right? Part of the game. I am a little bit interested by CL. A little bit interested here, I won't lie. Now, there's OPEC meetings all day, which does create a little bit of headline uncertainty. That's very appealing, though. 12 cents. Stop. Maybe we can get an increasing volume breakout here on the 3. I can tighten things up a little bit. Let's see how she goes. Okay, so let's see how CL closes here, right? A full body bullish candle close, and we can look to play this up towards 68.85-ish. Same thing. We got increasing volume on both the 3 and the 5. So it's just about a question of which one gives us a stronger candle close here. Now, if the 3 gives it, then I can get that aggressive technique and keep my wrist tight. That would be ideal. So let's see. And again, guys, right? My job here, if I'm a systematic trader, is to trade every setup I can, right? Every setup I see. Everyone that meets my criteria. So the more I feel like, oh, this setup this time doesn't work, or whatever, don't have any evidence to actually indicate that that's true. So instead, right, instead of attaching an emotional reaction to price, I need to size my positions and lose at a sizing, right, that makes me feel like it's a walk in the park. Because if I'm going to make each loss feel personal, and oh, fuck, this is rigged against me, this, that, this, and the other, don't stand a chance, right? Because if I get onto that feels personal roller coaster, it's really hard to get off. And then when it feels personal, right, you start to make decisions that simply are not in your best interest. You start chasing things that feel best in the moment, but not good for you long term. Again, really not sustainable. So looking here for a stop loss, 68.46. Okay, so watching here carefully. Be like 8 contracts. Being a little bit patient here still. I don't like how it's like, it feels like it's stuck. Right, that's probably not the best feeling reaction here if I'm going to be objective. So on this pullback, right, it's not finding support. It's finding, I don't know what the right term is. It's catching its breath. Let's put it that way. That's a better term. Okay, so a little fake out there. So 5-min setup now. Stop loss would have to be 45. Better. So then entry target, right, would be on a retest of our confirmation candle high. Should probably be 68.50, right? So got a partial fill here, waiting for a full fill. Might not get it. Unbelievable. So I have 6 of the 8 contracts I wanted to buy. So far so good here. So far so good. Let's see if he can break out, right, and make new high a day. Still haven't gotten that full fill. 1 cent away from it, so watching carefully. Okay, there it is. So I'm in now full size, 8 contracts. And let's see if this thing goes here. Let's see if this thing can go. Come on. Don't like that it's stuck here. Again, stuck at 68.50. Stopped out again. Interesting. That was annoying. So now we can maybe look at this as a possible fake out scenario, right? Fake outs in that wick area, increasing outlier volume. Do I have the courage? Of course. Okay, so watching short here now. 68.48 stop loss. Again, I don't like how it gets stuck here. That makes me just a little bit nervous. For now, it'd be 5 contracts, right? It'd be 5 contracts here. Deeper pullback I can get, the larger sizing I can take on. So watching carefully here, watching carefully. All right, guys, I am in average price 68.43, 8 contracts. Let's see if it's got it. I'm going to be very obsessive in how I protect this. Come on. Come on. Okay, that's $300. Let's even keep breaking down here. 400. It's flush, baby, flush. Come on. It's got to hold under 40 here. If it doesn't hold 40, I will close. Okay, it did hold. It's got to die now, though. It's got to die. Can't say I like the pace of this move very much. It's very herky-jerky. Okay, let's see if we can break down here. Come on. Come on, come on. This is some working man's price action here. If I'm thinking about what strong price action looks here to the downside, I don't know if this is it. Again, has to close under 40. Yeah, that's fair, Kiki. Come on. Oh, that was a terrible close. Last chance saloon here. I'm at such low volume. Alright. I'm all out, guys. Just not moving nearly well enough. So plus 320. Probably could have closed that when I was up 400 bucks, maybe 500. Once I acknowledged that it wasn't moving the way that I wanted. Annoying. So down about 300 bucks here on the day still. $320 to be specific. Sorry, 330. Yeah, I think we did. Yeah. Maybe should have closed a little bit earlier. Oh, it's a slow start to the day. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's how we started yesterday too, right, Justin? So I don't particularly feel bad about how I've traded here so far. Okay, and there it go, right? It would have stopped us out. So yeah, good call. Again, once we acknowledge, right, that price isn't moving the way that we expect, the best outcome, right, that we can expect is to get lucky, right? And once we admit that we need to get lucky, we're kind of admitting that our thesis is no longer correct, right? So if we're admitting that our thesis is not as strong as we anticipated or where we want it to be, then the best course of action, right, or the most profitable course of action here long term is not holding on to that trade, but it's actually closing it, right, and taking the win or small loss or whatever it might be. So NQ possibly giving me a rejection setup here. I mean, we've been looking for this all day. But shit's moving slowly. Look at this. Whoa. Explosion, CL. Wow. Yeah, good decision. OPEC must have said something. Okay, so we'll see. We've got 35 seconds here. This could be a long setup now on CL. Just bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Not the best close, right, of all things considered. So we need a decent pullback here to justify. Be hard to get the aggressive technique, right, with the size of that candle, right? So we're going to go this. You know, ideally when you're doing the aggressive, you want to see it break out above, you know, previous high of day and then use high of day or low of day as your entry target. That's hard to do here now, right? Because our entry target, our risk reward zone would be 4 or 5 cents below that. So probably want to see this thing weighted out on the 5. See if we can get a good close. And then we jump in. Biggest volume of the day here, right? So we're in pretty good shape. I reckon we can maybe go yesterday's high of day as our target instead of that red line. It's a negligible difference, but it might give us just a little bit more risk reward to play with. Okay, so now we're looking stop loss. Let's see where it finds support, but 68, maybe 65, we can get it going down towards. 68, 67 for now. Okay, lower. Now we're looking at 66, maybe 65. Okay. Not yet. Okay, now it would be 62. Okay, so still watching here. That was a big sell-off, 3 cents in a cent, or in a second, sorry. If it pulls back much further than this, it starts to become impossible. Okay, so now it would be 61. Right, I need an entry of 68 or lower now, right? So you'd be looking at 7 contracts off of 68. Price action on CL loves to get stuck today. It's like holding its breath when it's pulling back, which is a little bit nerve-wracking, I would say. Right? It's like herky-jerky movements instead of smooth. So I'm not ready to purchase on that. And I'm basically just applying what I've seen markets do so far here today, right? So if I've seen CL be kind of herky-jerky here and fake outy after that type of price action, and I'm seeing that before my entry, I would rather be very cautious and very patient, right? And potentially miss the move than be in a position that's like mentally draining and requires me to sweat it out, right? If I only finish the day down $330, all things considered, right, that's a good day. That's a good controlled outcome. Now this is getting a little bit better. So let's see. Okay, guys, I am in 68.68. 7 contracts. Maybe I shouldn't have. Let's see. Come on. One. Man, it's like 10 seconds at that price. It's not a great feeling. Well, he's sitting there counting. Okay, breakout here, buddy. Come on. Make a higher high here. Come on. Come on, make a higher high. All right, here we go. Let's see if it can go. See if it can go. There it is. All right, so see if we can actually sustain this breakout here and turn this into a nice day. Here it goes. Man, I had to fight some demons on that. Okay, so far so good here. So far so good. I will not let this go red. Seven. It's a little bit over 1R here. See how this holds. Come on. Who's in this with me? Anyone? No, I'm not going to sell half, Craig. I'm not going to sell half. Because selling half, all it means is that when I get stopped out, I get stopped out as my price is pulling back, right? As my P&L is decreasing. I don't like that. That for me is a bad... In these conditions, it's a bad thing. So if you feel like you need to sell, get out, close as your max P&L. Don't close and set yourself up to be at a quarter win. That for me is not a good outcome. So I'm either all in or all out. So could I go 73 here? What's my price right now? 76. For now, stop loss have to be like this now. But guys, no half measures, right? I want you to get over these half measures. If you feel like you need to protect your position, get out, take the win. Don't close half and then stop yourself on the other chunk. You're just giving away 3/4 of your win, right? So I don't think that that's mathematically a good way to trade. Not in these conditions. Not right now. Not when it's choppy like this. When you have a market that wants to run all day and goes up higher nonstop, sure. But we're not in that right now. Okay, so survived here so far. Honestly, guys, I can't remember the last time I took partials. Right? And it was for that reason. Did the analysis of my portfolio and realized I'm going to make a lot more money closing my trades as my P&L is increasing instead of taking some off and then stopping myself out at a lower target. Right? The P&L difference is significant. Does everyone understand? Okay, so that's $700 here. See if this thing can keep going. Come on, baby. And the reason I felt like I could trust this, because on that breakout candle, increasing volume, right? So we're getting close here. Getting close. Come on, come on. Give me that next little pop. Nice work, Kiki. That's a fantastic win. $910. Love that. Thinking about it too. If it holds 80, I'll stay and see if I can pyramid in. If it can't hold 80, I will get out. And now that should be a green day, right, for everybody. Right? Green day by a nice margin. Okay, so far so good here. Okay, closing at 94. Let's go. Big pop. Closed on that huge pop. Let's go, team. Let's go. Woo! Huge move all of a sudden, right? And how many times have we talked about, right? When the move happens faster than you expect, close it and run, right? Close it and run. Wow, what a trade, guys. What a trade. So a little bit over 1,800 bucks on that play. Let's frickin' go. Nice work, Kiki. Nice work. Just about the top tick. Yeah, 96, maybe 95 would have been top tick. But literally just finger on the button, right? You see that big pop, move happens faster than you expect. Instinct is to close, right? Because generally those big pops that go through 10 cents in 5 seconds, that's more of a sign of capitulation than continuation. Or, right, it's a sign of, hey, I'm going to catch my breath here before I make that next leg. Personally, I wouldn't do it, right? We just talked about this. I'm going to make a lot more money closing everything at 94 than closing 3/4 of my position at 94 and then getting stopped out at 85 or 80 or something along those lines. So I'm all in or all out. I don't like these half measures. Nice work, Craig. Congratulations. So yeah, same thing we just talked about there, right? I think it was with Jeff who asked, or Craig, sorry. I think if you're leaving runners, all you're doing is you're setting yourself up in these market conditions for your average win to be smaller than your average loss. So I would not really a fan of that. If the trade is strong and it gives me more follow through, I can always jump back in and take another shot. But here, right, you would have lost extra 150 bucks. Right? You would have given back 150 bucks of your P&L. For me, that's not really worth giving up a third of, you know, what you would have made. For the chance of making another 10 cents, right? For me, that's a bad risk-reward decision. So, 2 for 4 on the day here. Nicely green. Let's go, team. Let's go. We gotta stop losing these first 2 trades of the day. But everything else, it's going really nicely for us. So when price action is moving slowly like that, right, and we've got increasing volume here post-entry, what does that tell you? means accumulation, right? It's bullish accumulation. One sec, guys. I'm getting a phone call here. Right? So we're seeing more built bulls stepping in and defending our thesis, right? We're seeing more bulls stepping in and defending our thesis. So that's a bullish accumulation, right? So when it's moving slow, but you're seeing more buyers than sellers, that's a good sign, right? That's the reaction you want to see. Now, ideally, you want to see it happen a little bit faster, but that's the reason why I was able to trust this trade and think that, hey, it's going to give me follow through here to the upside instead of shaking me out, right? Because on that candle close, instead of closing on this pullback here at 71, I knew this was a lot of accumulation, so you'd expect that to defend that breakout area. And then it happened, right, with a tremendous amount of enthusiasm. All right, so that's why I held on that pullback, why I didn't close this trade here right at 71. It's because post-entry, we had increasing bullish volume. Objectively, that is a good reaction. So you're anticipating bulls to step in and defend that more likely than not. And that's exactly what they did, right? And then we got that, 25-cent pop in a second. So exactly a fantastic reaction. So nice little day here, team. Nice little day. How's everyone feeling? Love it, John. Love it. Good, Jeff. Good. Nice work, Dustin. Any DTR guests watching with us here today? So everyone green? Yeah? Everyone green today? Do we have the courage to play NQ? I'm not sure if it's worth it. This might be, this might have to be something here. So stop would have to be 509. Fuck. Oh. All right, guys, I am short here. NQ 496. Two contracts stop at 509. See if they can break down here with some aggression. Come on. Come on. All right, that's me stopped. Do you think it was worth the shot? That NQ shorts bit me a couple times here today. So it looked like a green to red reversal, right? That was essentially the setup there. And So still all in all, pretty gosh darn good day. A little bit annoyed with that fake out, because again, it would be nicely green here. Funny how that works. But $977.03 on the day. Don't know if I need to do anything else, truth be told. So I had the right thesis on this, but yeah, just got shaken out by just a little bit. 10 points. I mean, that's not a little bit. How's everyone feeling? I mean, I think I have another shot at this. Fuck. Okay, so I'm watching here again. I'm going to be targeting 400. Okay, so stop loss 81 for now, right? I mean, I want to see basically bulls fail if I can first. Oh, fuck me. Stop loss will say 82. That's a good rejection. Okay, that's possibly that bullish failure now, right? So stop loss would be 84.50. Okay, guys, I am in 477. Three contracts. 484.50. Correction, price 477.50. Apologies. Price 477.50. Come on. Okay, guys, I am out at entry price. Out at entry price. That did not move nicely. Fill on that trade was 477. So I basically just paid commissions on that. I think I'm not going to place any further trades. That felt like I was dancing with the devil a little bit. Nice work, Dustin. I mean, hopefully you locked in some profits there. I don't like that reversal print. Yeah, it was. Yeah, absolutely. Again, you trade the price action in front of you, not your P&L, right, as much as possible. Now, easier said than done sometimes. I also want to stress, guys, right? This is why I want you all to be very selfish with your position, right? If it isn't moving the way that you expect, the more that you start closing those trades or taking your profit and understanding why you're closing those decisions, you're going to make more money, right? Because if you then waited for me to close my trade, say that I'm out, and then you closed it after, you're getting, in that case, now this is an extreme example, you're getting probably stopped out right on that position. So it's always going to be faster with your executions if you're making that decision yourself, right? And then when you make that decision yourself and you study those patterns, and that's how you build your confidence too as a trader. So 3 for 6 here on the day. I made $12 on that last trade. Any questions here, team? Any questions? I'm not sure if my fitness goals will appreciate too many Big Macs, Jeff, but we'll get there. And all in all, good day here, right? Good day across the board. So I will never complain about that. And the win streak continues, right? We were on, how many is this in a row here now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green days in a row, counting today. It's pretty awesome. Did I even get the pyramid into anything today? That's disappointing. All right, team. Any questions here today? Any questions? We're just stacking them up, right? We're doing pretty well here. And I won't lie, I really like the quantity of trades we're getting here recently. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, 100% Woodson. So that's really what I focus on. That is primarily what I help traders to do. To not only trade futures, but to use prop firms, right? To be able to create extra leverage for themselves so they can trade without risking their own capital. So everything that I do really on a day-to-day basis is with trading futures, all the risk management stuff that I talk about. And I've got lots of course material that basically is designed to help you achieve whatever you're looking for, right, with your trading journey. In reality, right, the actual asset class itself is a little bit overrated, where concepts of, good risk management, position sizing, risk reward ratios, right, confirmations, trading back-tested ideas are kind of universal regardless of what asset class you trade. So although there are a lot of intricacies that are, in my courses that are related to futures, the core concepts are pretty much universal trading concepts. And it won't really matter if you trade crypto or futures or FX or options. If you apply those risk reward ratio ideas, those position sizing ideas, and those risk management concepts to your trading, you're going to see a lot more success than if you don't. So, fundamentally, those for me are the fundamentals. And then really the tool that I choose to execute with is kind of like the cherry on top. %, Woodson. Yeah, you'll get access to all of my course materials, the Discord server, and then we'll work together on a one-on-one basis, right? We'll do one-on-one calls, and I'll help you basically fix your trading pain points with a bespoke solution. Just the higher accounts, Woodson? Yeah, just the higher accounts. All right, team. Final call for questions here. Final call for questions. Glad to hear DTR members have absolutely crushed it here today. Fantastic work, team. Been an awesome last 10 days or so. I'm very, very proud of you all. All right, team. Well, same deal like always, right? If you have any other questions, hit me up outside of market hours. I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, hope you all have yourselves a fantastic day. Are stoked with the progress and P&L that you're making for yourselves. It's been really fun to see. And let's keep compounding away here, right? And having ourselves some of that success, right? We've been successful because we've been limiting our losses. We've been taking our big wins, right? When they're big wins and not getting greedy. And really trying to trade the price action in front of us, not our emotions or our P&L. Now, a bit of bad luck, right? A couple fake outs here. You know, for example, fake out here to the downside would have been great to be up 20 points, right, on NQ or more. That's the way it goes sometimes. We're just going to play the numbers game. We're going to be systematic in our approach. And we're not going to attach our ego to the outcome, right? We get better every day. We focus on the variables we can control. We emphasize the quality of our decisions. And when we take care of those things, the P&L just naturally takes care of itself. So tomorrow, let's push this to 10 green days, right? Let's keep stacking up that nice little run of form here. Make sure that we can be pretty generous Santa Clauses this year. And yeah, let's have ourselves a great one, team. So same deal like always, right? If you have any questions, hit me up outside of market hours. Do my best. But otherwise, looking forward to catching up with a few of you here in our one-on-ones later this afternoon. And we'll chat then. So have yourselves a great day, team, and we'll talk soon. Peace.